Hey everybody, it's Naya, and as you can tell by the title of this video is going to be about my Sephora Pro brush collection. Now, not only am I a makeup junkie, but I really love purchasing makeup brushes. So I decided to add this brushability segment to my channel, and this way I can show you guys tons of brushes from a dozen different companies, so that way if you're in the market of investing in some quality brushes, you will have a great guide to go on. I can give you guys recommendations of the particular brushes in all the different brush companies that I own. So I own some Sephora, Cosmetics, MAC, Bdellium, Morphe, you name it. So if you wanted to purchase anything from those particular companies, I would hope that these brushability videos would be helpful for you guys. Alright, so if you'd like to see my Sephora Pro brush collection, please stay tuned. Alright, let's talk about Sephora Pro. Sephora Pro is like their upper echelon of their brushes. They have a classic line and they have a pro line. So for example, here's a brush that is part of their classic line. It has this all black handle. Somewhere in there you can see the Sephora name is also in black. And I would basically consider the classic line kind of like their beginner line. So if you are a beginner with makeup and you just really don't want to go out and spend tons and tons of money in really expensive brushes, the classic line offers some really nice brushes. How long you will have them, that I am not totally sure of. But if Sephora stamps their name on the end of it, then I think that these will be pretty quality brushes. So I only own one of the classics, and this one is the number 45, and it is the Multitasker Complexion Brush. And it's just kind of like a synthetic kind of kabuki type of buffing brush. This will be great for applying foundation, buffing it out, and I like the fact that it had the nice round head. So this is multi-purpose, so you could use this for powder, you could use this for your foundation. You probably can even like slightly lay down some contour and then blend it out with this brush. So it is multifunctional, and I want to say, I can't remember the price of this, but I will list all the prices of each brush I show you down below. Alright, so that's my only classic brush. All the rest of the brushes that I have in my collection from Sephora are from the Pro line. Now the Pro line brushes look like this. They come with this really gorgeous shiny lacquered handle. On the brushes you get the name and the number of the brush. On the opposite side you have the Sephora logo, and then if that wasn't enough for you, they actually took the time to put the number of the brush is inside of the ferrule. So on the back side of the ferrule you have the Sephora logo. Now Sephora Pro brushes are phenomenal. I want to say in price range they're right up there with MAC. I want to say the least expensive Sephora Pro brush is about $14, with the most expensive being somewhere about $46. So just like MAC, they pretty much have the same price point, but I want to say that I do love my MAC brushes, but some of my Sephora Pro brushes are definitely giving MAC a run for the money, and I think I even like them a little bit more than my MAC brushes. So I'm going to start off with all the brushes I have, and as I'm going through this, I will quickly tell you the ones that I think are worth you having in your arsenal. So one of the other things that I wanted to mention is that this ferrule on these brushes is made of pure chrome, so you don't have to worry about them tarnishing or turning yellow over time. The handles are dipped in lacquer 9 times. So unlike MAC brushes after you held them in your hand for quite a while or used them for years, the name starts to wear off because it's kind of embossed over it. Where with the Sephora one, I believe that it feels like it's ingrained into the wood. But even if that name and number would come off of there, they put the number in the ferrule, so this way you can easily look that number up and then repurchase your brush if you want to. All of their brushes come with these really nice brush guards, and they have little caps. And if you decide to purchase any, do not throw these caps away. These are great to keep, especially when you are washing your brushes and you want your brush to retain its original shape. You guys know over time, when you're using a brush so long, so often, that brushes tend to splay out like this, and sometimes they just never look like they did when you first bought them. They even become a little scratchy and pokey. But by saving this little brush guard, you will be able to dry your brushes and retain its original shape. All right, so the first one that I want to show you guys I have is the Pro Dome Stippling brush, and this is the number 41. And it looks just like any other skunk brush, if you're used to being, hearing it being called a skunk brush. And basically, it has these dual fibers here on the top. It is pretty dense, so this would be great for stippling on your foundation and then buffing it out. Now, the one downside that I have noticed, this might be the one brush that I have had like a little bit of shedding, not large amounts of shedding like a lot of brushes do, but this one did shed just a little bit, but I've conditioned it a couple of times and so far so good. So I'm really loving it. So that is the Dome Stippling brush number 41. My next brush is the Pro Angled Blush brush, and this is the number 49, and it looks like this. And there's the 49. Here is a view of it head on. So it has a nice fluffy head when I say, and these gray haired brushes that I'm showing you right here are synthetic. So these brushes are meant to be used with foundation, liquid foundation, cream blushes, cream bronzers, anything that is of a cream or liquidy consistent, as well as powder. So that makes them very multifunctional. But I really love this number 49. Not only do I love it for applying blush to the apples of my cheeks, but because it has that angled shape, you can actually also do your contouring, and I really love that. The only thing is that because the head is kind of flared, like getting into a tight space like around your nose, if you were going to do something there, it would be a little difficult, but I still love this brush. So this one I think is a must-have. All right, the next one that I want to talk to you guys about is the number 50, and this is the Pro Light Powder brush, and it looks like this. Now this one also is synthetic here, so once again, all the original rules apply to this brush. Cream, liquid, powder, you name it, you could use it. And this one I love because, just to do some light powdering. Like if you were out and about and you didn't want to take a powder puff, you could just kind of toss this one in your bag and just lightly tap and kind of tighten your face up, apply a little powder, and boom, you're on your go. So that is the number 50. This next one is the Airbrush Blush brush, and this is the number 54, and it looks like this. It's kind of pinched and tapered here, and it just kind of flares just a little bit, and it's great because it applies blush right to the apples of your cheek, and as you are drawing that blush back towards your hairline, it actually is blending it for you. So it's making your job really easy. And who doesn't want to have an easier job when applying makeup? So that is the Airbrush Blush brush, and it's the number 54. The next one that I have is the Airbrush, the Pro Airbrush, and this is the number 55. And this brush right here, also synthetic, is basically used for applying foundation, but I like it, but I don't love it because of the fact that if you're just kind of doing the stippling motion, as you guys can see, it kind of splays a little bit, and it kind of just, and I feel like it kind of could have the tendency to leave streak marks when applying foundation. So I don't normally grab for the number 55 to apply my foundation, but what I do apply it with is the number 56. Now you guys might hear tons of people talking about this on their channels. This is like one of Sephora's most sold brushes, the number 56, and I like it in that It is smaller. Here's the 55 and here's the 56. It is smaller than the 55, and you would think with the number 55 you can cover a bigger surface area when applying your foundation, but the 56 is more compact, it's more dense. See, this is them side by side, and literally, like, you can just buff your foundation on like a dream. So if you're in the market for a really good foundation brush, I would say pick up the number 56. Next up is another one of my faves, and another one that I would recommend to you guys. You know, we are always looking for something to apply our concealer under eye, and sometimes we get concealers that are a little thicker, a little creamier, and you just want that perfect product to blend that concealer out, because the area underneath your eye is your most sensitive skin area, and so you don't want to do a lot of tugging and pulling on that area, because that will promote quicker aging and more wrinkles and fine lines, and we ladies don't want fine lines and wrinkles, no. So what I would recommend for blending out your concealer is the Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush number 57. And it looks like this. Has a nice rounded head. And when I say it's synthetic, so you can use it, once again, powders, creams, liquids. This thing blends out concealer underneath the eye effortlessly. Effortlessly. See, I'm going to say it like that. And I know that is sounding real crazy, but it does apply it effortlessly. You literally, like, just do little squiggles and boom, you're done. You're out the door. So definitely I recommend the number 57. It is definitely worth you buying that one. My next one I would recommend is the Pro Precision Powder Brush, and this is the number 59, and it looks like this. It has this tulip shape. Now I've been showing you guys a bunch of the synthetic haired brushes, because all the ones that look like this are synthetic, but they do also have some natural haired brushes, and these natural bristles are super soft. I love this one because not only can you use it to apply blush, but you can use it to contour, lightly powder your face, set your under eye concealer with powder. It is amazing. So definitely check out the number 59. Now, if you just wanted to splurge and get yourself a really good all over powder brush, then they also have the all over powder brush, and this one is the big daddy of the bunch. It is the number 61, and when I say, like, this thing is super duper soft. Now mine's is still a little damp, and because I had washed it. The only downside that I will say with this guy is it takes it quite a while to dry because it is so dense. You have like loads and loads of brush bristles in here. So when you are applying, setting your face with powder, this thing is amazing. So if you want to spend money on this one, and this one I think is in the ballpark of the $46 to $50 range. If not, you know, this could be something that you put on your wish list for the besties or the hubby to get you for birthdays or for Christmas. So that is the number 61. Now, if you're into contouring, we love to have a great contour brush. So they have the Pro Contour Brush number 74. And for all my MAC heads out there, I know you guys see this and you're immediately saying it's just like the 109. And it is. It is shaped exactly like the 109. The only difference is the MAC 109 sheds like crazy. I love that brush, but it sheds terribly. This one here has it had minimal shedding upon my initial washing, but as I'm using it, I do not have any problems with it. One thing that I think with the MAC 109 and maybe even this brush is that people want to tend to use liquid products with these brushes, these natural hair brushes, and I think that they were more intended to be used with powder products. So if you're contouring, like, look at this. Look at the hollows on my cheek. And as you guys see, like, I don't even need the contour most of the time because my cheek line, my cheekbones are kind of defined already. I think it's just my bone structure. But I just love how that feels. Oh my God. Like, you could get your contour on, go down your nose, underneath the chin. You know, get that little extra, hide that. Yeah. But the number 74. So if you're looking for a contour brush, check out the number 74. I have 3 more face brushes, and then I'm gonna call it quits, and then I'll come back with an eye brush video all by itself. Alright, so this next one is the Angled Contour Brush. Now, some people just like the fact of having like that angle brush to contour with. So here is the number 75, and that is what it looks like head on. Here it is, turn where you have the angle this way, and this is great because it just allows you to go right up in the hollows of your cheek and blend it out. It has a dual fiber feel to it, and it is synthetic, so you definitely could use it with any type of liquid or cream products also. Alright, my next one up is the number 79, and the number 79 is considered a contour brush, and I use this one mainly like to contour like around my nose because it is so small. It looks like the baby to the number 59, and MAC also has brushes exactly the same size as these. They have the 138, and what's this one? Here's the 138 by MAC, and as you can see, it's smaller than that. But I really like these tulip shaped brushes. They help make your blending effortlessly, so definitely check that out. And then last up on the face end, I have the number 53, which is the all coverage blush brush. That is wrong. It is the full coverage brush, and it is this little fan guy right here, and it is synthetic, so therefore you can use this to buff out powders, blushes, foundation, and everything. Now for me, the only downside to this particular brush, well, I have 2 downsides. One, it's $24, and if you're not in the market of spending $24 for this little brush, then you might want to check out e.l.f. because e.l.f. has just released a brush exactly like this, and e.l.f.'s brush is $6. The other downside for me is it's small and compact, but as you guys can see it in the palm of my hand, I have big hands and I have long fingers, so sometimes holding on to it, it just feels funny. It doesn't feel ergonomically correct for me, and so I guess Sephora was peeping in my window, or you know, heard me complain or something, I don't know, but they brought out the Big Daddy, and the Big Daddy is the 53 XL. So here is the 53, and here is the 53 XL. The XL is massive, but when I say you're covering a bigger amount of space, you're able to blend things out a lot faster, and it feels better, at least for me, in the palm of my hand. So those are all the face brushes that I own from the Sephora Pro line. I hope that was helpful for anyone that's in the market of purchasing new brushes, and I will come back with the second part of the Pro line, Eye Edition. Alright guys, take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.